How to deal with a disputed overdrawn director's loan account position with a liquidator. Fundamental that you get your information correct and that you obtain historic company records at your disposal to validate and evidence and prove your position. It's no good in many cases simply making what we refer to as bare assertions. In other words, you write an email with all the factual information to the liquidation firm, for instance, saying, well, I did this and I did that, and the company owes me this and the company owes me that, and so on. This is, yes, okay, absolutely put your case, but there are ultimately sometimes, particularly if it becomes adversarial and it becomes a legal dispute, then there may be instances where you setting out your case too quickly and too soon may be, to some extent, detrimental to you and your position without scrutinising the documents. What is fundamental is that where you can, you obtain, and bearing in mind that this is your overdrawn director's loan account that we're talking about, or it may not be overdrawn, but it's your director's loan account. So there should be records attributable to you, your own bank statements, your own tax returns, your own expense records, etc., credit card statements, etc. These are records that you should have at your disposal independently of the company's books and records, which you may very well have handed over to the liquidation firm. You should be able to inspect those records. Ultimately, if it becomes really adversarial and it goes to court proceedings, it would be extremely uncommon but for a liquidator to refuse you access to the company's books and records that you reasonably required. It could potentially become subject to a disclosure issue, but on the whole, that generally speaking won't happen, that you will be given access even if it doesn't happen instantly. But you do need to bear in mind, it is not simply a case of stating your position, however much you believe that to be the case, in an email or in a letter, or even via your solicitor for that matter, but obviously that will carry some weight. But ultimately, it is about you collating the information from the historic records to support your case as best you are able. Questions, queries, concerns, give us a shout. Winner Insolvency, Inside Out.